Well, what do you think you're going to be looking for as we travel through this
I might
vendor fair?
start looking at Gundam models again. In which
Oh,
case, you will not see me for 6 months. You
okay.
be careful now.
Oh, like building them?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're good here.
Okay. All right, well,
It might be a problem, honestly.
okay. Well, anything for your mental health, I support.
Thank you.
Okay, so Miguel and I are at Anime Boston, and we arrived on day 2 of a 3-day experience, and we're here to Playblack, which is why we're going to vlog this a little bit. There was one panel we wanted to go to. It was like black, otaku, blah, 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 but it filled up. It filled up, and we couldn't get in. So we're actually using this as time to prep and prepare for today's experience, because what an experience it may be. Anything you want to add?
I mean, it's giving. We haven't been here in 17 years, which I haven't. But it's still really awesome just to see like the amount of people here, just passionate about anime and manga, and the amount of people of color. Honestly, wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that when I came 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And
A lifetime ago.
I'm dating myself, saying 17 years ago.
Well, you were 3. You came with your family.
Yeah. Right. Because my families are all otakus. Right. So we're gonna figure it out. But see you soon.
1 hour later.
Okay, so we're about 2 interviews in. How are you feeling?
Social battery, 70%.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, Jay and I are very, I wouldn't say antisocial. We just like to go and then leave. We're not leaving.
Right.
So, no, it's great. Honestly, every interview we do, I feel stronger.
Yes.
Because everyone's just so nice and just wants
It's
to be
like
talked to.
Highlander. You're cutting off their heads and devouring their spirits and becoming
Good
stronger.
reference, Jay. Good reference. We're going to be hitting some panels later, and it's exciting. I've seen some random people that I know from like middle school and high school, which is crazy. And we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep rolling with it.
And by seeing, it's very J-coded, in which he sees these people, does not speak to them, doesn't interact with them, just like watches them in the wild, as it were, which again is exactly what I would do. So I'm feeling,
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
yeah, we're feeling very aligned today in our energy and how we approach people in this. So yeah, we'll let you guys get some sneak peeks of some of these panels. There's a really good mental health one that we want to see. And then one about, how do I say it? I feel like I say it wrong.
It's haiku. It's queer undercodes in haiku. I think the panel is actually called, it's called Serve.
Hilarious. It is, yes.
Amazing. So we're excited for all the panels. We're excited for the merch. We haven't hit the merch table yet. We have to remember to do that.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
But we out here, y'all. We're doing it.
It's my first Anime Boston, and I love being here. It's amazing. Yeah. I love seeing everyone being like themselves. You know, like I can see everyone actually be who they want to be instead of like being so scared of like being so scared of what other people might think. It's great to see. I love to see it. Everyone's showing that side of themselves that they're really proud of. You know.
Absolutely. That's one of the Is this your first Anime Boston?
This is my first Anime Boston.
What are you liking about it?
I'm
What's going
loving
on?
it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's great seeing all the cosplays. Everyone's really gone all out.
They really have.
Yeah.
For real.
I don't know. Me and my husband always watch anime together, and I like dressing up. I got all the machines I could ever use. So I found out there was one out here. So I was like, yeah, we got to participate.
cosplaying Rika from Gantz.
Oh, no, that's a deep cut.
And I'm Tsunade from Naruto.
It's really cool to see a lot of melanin around here.
It's so nice. It's so different. It's really nice. It's more welcoming when you see more
Have you seen
melanin.
it more or less than the 3 years ago?
Definitely.
You were
A
just
lot
saying how it was
more.
more. It was just
Yeah.
more this year.
Back when I came, I started cosplaying when I was really young, so back in 2007. So it was really a lot of all white people, and I would get the Usagi's not black.
All the time, right?
Yeah, so it's really nice to be able to like cosplay and see other people of color and feeling welcomed and not feeling like the pressure of not looking like said character. So it's really welcoming. It's nice.
Okay, Miguel, so we are at our first panel of the day.
Yes.
And it is called Learning Positive Mental Health from Anime. Why are we here? What are we hoping to get out of it?
Honestly, I just want to see where everyone else is at in the conversation. Because, like, we talk about it a lot in our own personal lives and everything, but we don't always talk about it. We're in a bit of an echo chamber. So I want to see where the rest of the anime community is at.
Sure.
And we just had a really great conversation with a content creator who was talking about how like shonen anime got them to start working out and things like that. So I just want to like see if that's like an overall thing that's happening all the time with everybody, or if it's just a couple of people. Just trying to get some perspective.
Sure. I think for me, I'm really thinking about. I've been talking a lot about this in the pod, but like the power of art in ways that we don't think about or expect in terms of like how it takes shape in our lives. And I feel like a lot of people have very intimate, emotional reactions and connections to this work. And I think a lot about, working with artists, how intentional we are when we create. And so just really thinking about how these art forms and these things that we don't always think of the potential of what their impact can be, how it can be used in this way, and then maybe how as artists we can be even more intentional about this and how this shows up in our work. I'm just interested to see where that conversation is too.
1 hour later.
All right, so we finished the panel. How are you feeling about it?
It was, I thought, overall positive. So the panel was on mental health and representations in anime, and basically the panelists who do have like degrees in psychology or practicing therapists, which is pretty cool to see. Basically, they were just like diagnosing characters and showing how they overcame their diagnosis, which I thought was pretty effective. Maybe not like the best execution necessarily, but for a lot of people in the room, you could tell it was resonating and that they were actually getting exactly what the panelists wanted to give, which was just like perspective, how anime can help you be more positive in your life and overcome certain mental disorders.
Yeah.
But I thought overall pretty good. Could be better, but it's an anime convention, so it's all good. Jay, what did you think?
What did I think? To not repeat anything you said, felt similarly. I think my thing with the execution was more about the whiteness, if I'm being honest. And I feel like I just remember having a distinct memory of feeling like, oh, we need Playblack for these conversations, because I think there's lots of aspects of nerd culture that I think sometimes we as people of color like shy away from sometimes because they're so white. And I feel like that conversation, while a good one for a lot of the folks that were gathered in that room, there was just that like layer of it missing for me. And so it just means that we're gonna have to do our own panel on that next year. That's all that means.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
It's been going on for more than 20 years. So 2002?
2003.
I don't think it's that old. 2003.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
Was it right?
I'm gonna go Shot in the Dark, 146.
I'll let you go.
I don't. Damn, I think I might be wrong. Damn, I think 250.
250.
I want to say it's 350.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
I figured it was 350. I was like, well, I thought I was like, oh, maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much. I don't know.
That last one.
The first one.
Hey. Come on, I pay attention. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
We had to lock in. We had to lock in.
All right, so we've left.
We have.
Was it a successful day, and what are your overall thoughts on this experience?
I think it was successful. We got to talk to a lot of people, not as many as we probably would have liked. We didn't go to as many panels as we'd have liked, but just like walking around and seeing everyone like in their element was enough for me, honestly. And I think we know what we're gonna do differently.
Yeah.
But regardless, it was like a fun little homecoming.
There were some. I'm trying to think about how honest I want to be here. The more time goes on, and the more grown I get,
Yes.
the less I desire to diminish someone's joy and the exuberance with which that joy expresses itself. And there are some times, particularly in our nerd community, where that exuberance is much for me and my thing. And I think we both kind of went in expecting there to be a certain level of oh boy, but there really wasn't. And I feel like we met some really interesting people. The only reasons why we didn't talk to more was because we didn't feel like talking to more. You know what I mean? And so
The social battery was low.
it's two introverts doing this podcast, y'all. And that's part of why it was a podcast. So I think we kind of know where we need to be more strategic going in, understanding that about ourselves. But yeah, I think overall a good experience. I would say better than I anticipated in some ways, even though we could have done more. I think it was still, the vibe was better. I'm not cringed out or exhausted from that piece, if that makes sense. My brain is, we'll talk more about this later, but that's my initial messy reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I'll turn it around on you. Also, you guys are man on the street, this is raw vlogging.
I definitely zoomed in on your face for a little while, so it's gonna be great.
Sure.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Anime Boston was an absolute trip. Never have I seen so many nerds in one place.
Right.
And it's just up from there. So with that, we hope you all like the Playblack, and we'll see y'all soon.
Cool.